Huh. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Wowhead Weekly, number 104. It is Wintervale in Azeroth. All sorts of stuff going on in the PTR. Mini holidays, micro holidays. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce my lovely co-host, Wowhead Site Manager, Perculia.
Hey everyone, we had another PTR build and we've got some lighthearted cool merchandise to share with you at the end, and so many holidays going on. It's just been like
It's
a
true.
holiday
A
every
lot
day
of
to
holidays.
cover.
Yeah, because they've been doing the holiday
Yeah.
testing every day, right? Like a new holiday
Yeah,
gets tested
every
every
day at
day.
midnight there's a new holiday.
Yeah. Are they
So
done? Or
yeah,
are there more?
yeah, they're done now. They're just redoing them, so I've been logging on just to see what they're like, but it's nothing
Did
new really.
did they ever have you test the boat one? The
No, that wasn't tested,
what the
but
heck?
yeah,
What the heck?
we want the boat
That's the
holiday.
birthday holiday. That's my birthday holiday. So I'm gonna flip it over to you to talk about some of the data
Okay,
changes and the legendary updates, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about micro
sure.
holidays.
Sure. So on Wednesday, there was a new PTR build, 23244. And this build was interesting because lots of legendaries had buffs and nerfs in them. Blizzard stated that, as mentioned during the live Q&A, they felt that the biggest shortcoming of the current legendary system was that for some specs, some items were clearly better than others in nearly all situations. So the ones that were sort of universally awesome got some nerfs, while others received some buffs. And some of the ones that received buffs are like Pride As now also has haste on it, so it has 3 different types of secondary stats. While a lot of other ones did receive nerfs at certain points, like Vesuvius. The lesson of Vesuvius is now 1 to 3 festering wounds versus 1 to 4. Several classes were buffed and then nerfed to like their 7.1 version. Other ones are now demonstrably worse. So that was the major thing in that PTR build. And then there was also more spec aura updates. As we mentioned last week, this is like an easy mode, quick way for Blizzard to like update everything
Mm-hmm.
in a spec at once. So it's like, oh, like Retribution Paladins do like 12% more damage overall, even
Yep.
though we're removing one ability, but we're buffing like 10 to make up for it.
Yeah.
So if as you're looking at the notes, please do keep in mind that there were these like blanket buffs to a lot of specs, like Unholy's 3% and Retribution's
Shadow's a
mentioned
big
is
one
12.
too.
Yeah, Shadow's 25. Destruction got a 4% buff. Survival is at 7. Vengeance is at 4. So yeah, that's all in the notes. There weren't any like new items really. It just was all this legendary tuning going on. And then sort of like doing that aura, like turning the knob and making something worse or better.
Whoa. It's time for me to interject. So you know how every week I complain about my terrible RNG?
Okay, what
Got a
happened now?
second legendary.
Oh, is this a good? Are you happy with it, or is it like bad?
Well, it's bad now, but it's going to be good in 715. Like, it's not very
Okay,
good right
which did you
now,
get?
but it will be good. And what's actually good about it is that it's a multi-spec one. Like, my other legendary was just Resto, and this is one that it has, like, I want to say it has crit and mastery, maybe, or crit and intellect, I can't remember. But the on use is it heals you anytime you get below a certain amount, or it gives you a shield.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think if
Right.
once you get below 30% health, it automatically gives you a shield for 30 seconds or
Oh,
something.
so that's Pride As. That's the one that's
Yep.
getting like more secondary stats and other things.
So it
Yeah.
will be good. It's not great now, but it was still a big upgrade from what I was using. So, but I was
Yeah.
pretty excited about it. And I don't know if they all have gem slots. Mine had a gem slot.
All of the rings and necks have gem slots.
Let me think it
So
rocked. So yeah, that stuff is all going on. I know that a lot of Shadow Priests are really pumped about the class buffs that are coming in 7.15.
yeah, they also added a new Shadow Priest talent, Misery, and that took the place of that took so Misery is a tier 6 talent that takes the place of Shadow Crash. And then Shadow Crash became a tier 7 talent that took the place of Mind Spike, and Mind Spike is now gone. So
Oh,
that
okay.
was the other change kind of going on.
All right,
With
that's
that.
a big change though. Like I don't seriously play a priest. I have a level 100 priest, but she was like 59
Yeah.
and I boosted her, so I haven't like played her a lot. But Mind Spike was something that I know has been in the game for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah, another funny change was that in the Q&A, Ian answered a question about Greater Blessing of Might and how people were unhappy with it.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's gone in this build. It's just like, oops,
Oh,
gone. So
take that.
yeah.
So I'm so excited. Can we talk about the micro holidays now?
Yeah, let's do this. It's very cute.
Okay, so I have slideshows for I think everything but the Glowcat Festival because there wasn't as much to show. So if you want to talk about your experience with the tadpoles, I have a cute little tadpole slideshow.
Yeah, so March of the Tadpoles was an event in Borean Tundra. If you've quested there in Wrath, you may remember that you helped the Winterfin, and they're very cute, happy Murlocs in the northwestern corner. And what you do is that you can go on this quest to adopt a tadpole, and like all the tadpole youths are taking over the village for a day, and they're running around. So like you help them feel like they're adults, and they give you a little daily quest item at the end for their thanks. That's all, funny driftwood or trashy things like that. But the really cute thing is that when you pick which Murloc to adopt, they all have little unique details on them. So like there's one called Lala who has musical notes, and there's one that's tiny that's like really small, and then there's Flopsy who periodically plays dead. There's like 20 of them that all have these different things.
I relate so hard to this screenshot. It's a Murloc with pink spikes, and then my neighbor's name is Steve, and he's a little bit overexcited about life.
Yep. So yeah, one thing, speculation is that people thought that maybe Squirky, which is a Murloc battle pet.
Yeah, that hasn't come out yet. Hold on, I have a picture of him right here.
Yeah, let me pull up the flavor text for him because
it says like you're gonna help him on his journey or something. Like
it's like during a special time of year, a secretive clan of Murlocs often sends young tadpoles out to explore, adventure, and begin their tale. So like that sounds really similar, but they said the micro holidays didn't have permanent rewards. So
yeah, well, are the Winterfin Murlocs secretive?
I mean, I feel like they're the nice Murlocs that don't go around like pillaging things and creating terror. So maybe they are.
Yeah.
But I have this theory that maybe around the time of the event, Squirky will start to spawn, but he won't be illuminated.
Maybe he's like a random in a cave somewhere, like not actually a reward for the event. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, so. It's like Turkey 2.0.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Wow, that's exciting.
What I'm thinking.
Reddit, find it. Like, I know you'll do it. Reddit, find it. So, yeah, that's Squirky. He is not part of the March of the Tadpoles, just to be clear, but we haven't figured out where he comes from yet. So, that's the guy. Yeah. Also, after the March of the Tadpoles is Volunteer Guard Day.
So for this one, here. You go to a city, you salute a guard, and you transform into their appearance.
Yeah.
And then these invaders will spawn, and you can kill them, and based on how many you kill, your city guard buff will become even more prestigious. So you'll be like Mythic Defender of Silvermoon if you kill like 250 mobs or something like that. So yeah, I mean it's pretty simple, but this one was actually pretty popular when we reported on it because people, really have a lot of faction pride and like how it's sort of, a free transmog for the day.
That's what I like about it.
Those costumes you can't get.
I also could see people, the people that always like stand in the city, right outside the city and like duel. I could see them all getting super competitive about who kills the most. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
I thought that was really cool too. I really like that in the transmog guys, the costume that you get lasts for 24 hours and it persists through death. So it's important that if that's a raid night for you, that everybody gets that appearance and goes to raid like that.
I can imagine it'd be funny in like Siege of Orgrimmar if you're all, orc grunts or the Blood Elves in Silvermoon or, Night Elves in Hydra or questing through Legion. That would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, reminder too is that a few of the types of guards do not work. Like almost every guard will let you take their appearance, but I know like the arcane guys and the Silvermoon guards that have like a different model, the ones with the huge shield that are like white night elves, you can't take their appearance either. So, but there's not many. There's only a couple that you can't take their appearance. So the next event that we also, well, you tested, I did not test. You tested this week was the Balloon Festival. This is the Spring Balloon Festival. This
was super cute. So there are these 8 balloons spawned all over Azeroth, and you queue up in a balloon ride with 2 other people, and each balloon has like a different tour guide and flavor to them, and they talk to you, and they have funny dialogue, and then they prompt you to talk to the other people in the balloon ride, so there's this, RP socializing potential.
It's really cool.
And some of the balloons are really funny. For example, in the Suramar balloon, you have this like educational lesson about Suramar and the Nightborn.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point they're like, oh, final question. What is the traditional greeting used in Suramar City? And then they reply, they're like, oh, the
An
correct
illusion.
answer
what are you
is
hiding?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I was kidding.
Um,
That's amazing.
and like in Valley of the Four Winds, this panda is like really upset. He's like, I have a secret. Like my family loves balloons, but I hate them. I don't want to be this tour guide. And in Crystal Song Forest, Chem Stormstad is like, I don't know why I haven't been in this zone before, which is
Oh
funny
my
because like he
god.
wasn't in Wrath of the Lich King.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. So there's a
So,
lot of fun things. We have videos of all of them if you want to like see the dialogue. But
yeah.
yeah, they're all different, and it's like in like the High Mountain one, for example, nesting where he's depressed and he asks people to share jokes. So I mean that's a good prompt to get other people in your balloon chatting with each other.
Sure.
So yeah,
That's really fun.
maybe I think people that like RP or want to have some fun with their characters will enjoy that,
Yeah.
and yeah,
So the
balloon.
holiday that comes after the Spring Balloon Festival is the Glow Cap Festival, which takes place in Sporgar.
Yeah, and this is actually like the most practical holiday because you sort of have a tangible benefit from it.
Yeah. Well, you get
So,
Sporgar rep.
yeah. So what happens is that there's this like mushroom guy Shu that spawns in the center, and the idea is that you try to heal him as long as possible, but he keeps taking more damage as time goes on.
Yeah.
Um, so, and how you can heal him more is that you can gather these special types of mushrooms lying around or buy more for glow caps. So, like, one mushroom makes you heal for more, like, another one, like, instantly heals him for 5%.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we were doing it, it's like a really fun mini game where we were like, oh, like, let's stack up the healing consumables so we do 200% more healing. And then, like, when you're low on mana, I'll spam all the ones to heal him by 5%, and then like, we'll alternate, and we tried to get it up to something like 90 stacks of his growth.
Yeah.
And when he dies, players are awarded 50 rep per stack, and I believe it caps at a certain point. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty painless way to get Sporagar rep. He spawns every 10 minutes. You can keep just, healing him, and you can get things like a tabard and a pet, and like a cloak with a fun proc and a shield and some other things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely like Perkside. It's definitely the most practical of all of them because it you can actually get rep from it. It's not like it's just
It's also cool to have like the healer centric holiday because like as DPS, all you can basically do as DPS is run around, gather the mushrooms, and trade them to your healers.
Yeah.
Or just I guess you could like heal
Oh,
on
how
the
the tables
sidelines,
have turned.
consumable.
Oh,
Yeah.
how the tables have turned. So after the Glow Cap Festival, the last micro holiday that we know about so far, well, other than the boat festival, which we have not, the boat bash, but the last one that was available for testing is the Un Goro Madness.
Oh, this
event.
was so painful. Like the zone has these elites that have 230 million health, and they all have these nasty side effects. And you basically just have to go kill the elites. And of course, some elites are devil stars, which everyone has fond memories of, and Ungoro Crater, just coming up to you and killing you. What's also funny is that they have like other branches of dinosaur elites present. So they have like a Tovir reptile. They have like the Mr. Pandaria Sorok. They have Dodanga, who was like the friendly Kodo that died in Cataclysm. Like he's back as this vengeful spirit now. So yeah, you basically try to kill these elites. They each have like a unique nasty ability and then one of these adaptation poison effects. And they drop an item called Dino Mojo, which apparently is meant to have various effects, but it didn't work on the PTR when we tested it. It's stuff like poisonous skins, like you'll deal damage to players. Adrenaline gives you more damage dealt. Heavy-footed means like you have a knockback with nearby enemies, or spores, like you suffer nature damage. So apparently you're meant to get the consumable and it will do cool things, but we didn't have that work. So, yeah, just killing lots of mean dinosaur elites in the zone.
With no reward. There will be a reward on live servers though. So all right, I'm gonna put on a quick like 1-minute video and then we're gonna talk, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
So Nighthold was announced. It is coming out on January 17th on Normal and Heroic. They did say that they were aiming to release it on January 17th, but Blizzard is not the type of company to throw out an actual release date like that if they don't think they can hit it.
Yeah. There was also a lot of debate being like, oh, so like when is 7.1.5 coming out?
Before or after? What do you think?
I mean, I think it has to be before because it would be weird if
class changes
did a week of Nighthold and then it's like, oh, surprise, like you have Misery instead of Mindspike.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You make a good point. But anyways, Mythic difficulty and LFR won't come out immediately. They'll come out in the couple weeks following Normal and Heroic. There's 10 bosses. Gul'dan is the end boss. And the bosses drop tier 19, which is the first tier of this expansion.
Yeah, and this is the first tier that has, first tier in a while that has 6 pieces instead of 5. And 6 piece is a cape. And I guess there's more variations. So, like, if you've, 2 legendaries, you can still get a 4-piece bonus and then do more interesting things with offsets.
Very Diablo of them.
Yeah.
Very Diablo of them.
The loot is also, like, staggered throughout the instance. The first 3 bosses start at 855, for example, on LFR. And then the next 6 bosses are 860. And then Gul'dan is 865. So if you do the math, that converts to 910 Mythic gear on Gul'dan.
Yep. So there's a 10 item level gap between the first boss and the last boss, which isn't a huge gap. I'm actually glad that it's not too big because for a 10 boss instance, that's not an enormous amount of eye levels. And also, Nighthold is the final step for the balance of power artifact appearance.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people were like, hey, I did Unleash Monstrosities. Why don't I have my artifact tint unlocked? And that's because you have to unlock the base appearance, which requires you to do a bunch of Emerald Nightmare stuff and then do like every mythic dungeon in a certain order, and you can't do the raid quests on LFR, and you can't finish it now because the next quest is like, oh, there's something in Nighthold for you. We won't tell you what.
We won't tell you what. You'll see when you get there. So, yep, that's all things that are happening in the very near future. So, Nighthold soon, 7.15 soon, hopefully. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Helia lore quest?
Yeah, so, do we need, like, a minor spoiler tag? It's not, like, a huge thing, it's just...
Done. Sure. Spoiler tag, done. If you don't want a spoiler, mute until that's gone.
Alright, so, if you have been diligently working on that quest for the Lingering Soul Fragments, I am pulling up the name of it, but, you basically do... you get your 10 fragments a week, and it's been the 8th week, so, Soul Prism of the Illidari. If you finish that this week, there is a new follow-up step for that, and that is a quest that involves you going to Helia. So, the name of the quest is The Once and Future Lord of Shadows, and it's defeat Helia in the Trials of Valor raid, and then use the Soul Prism of the Illidari to claim Illidan's soul. And the description is, while tracking the Master's physical body proved challenging, we were able to locate it in the Nighthold of Suramar. Our intelligence reports that Gul'dan is making final preparations to the Nightwell in order to use its power to usher the soul of Sargeras into Illidan's body. The only way to stop that from happening is to put Illidan's own immortal soul back, take the soul of the Illidari, and venture to Helheim. And then there's another quest implying we're going to go to Nighthold because it's Illidan's soul rests safely within Light's heart. Take this vessel and deliver it to Khadgar with the following instructions. When Gul'dan attempts to tear the sky asunder and bring the Dark Titan into our world, call forth the power of this vessel and release Illidan's soul into his body. So that is what awaits you if you have been doing your Lingering Soul Fragment quests. Very exciting. Yep, and spoilers. Very exciting. Okay, and no more spoilers. Okay, so also with this, so the Legion season 2 PvP started on Tuesday, the 13th. Yep, Tuesday the 13th. So there was no break in between the seasons, really. It just was like continuous rollover. Yep. And the prestige cap goes up to 8 now from 4. You can still earn the lower level prestige rewards. They're not going away like the Bronze Courser. Yeah. And there's a new set of like pets and mounts and titles to get, and the gear looks the same for this season. And once this season is over, you can buy the appearance for Marks of Honor, and presumably season 3 has a new set of gear.
Yep. And then also the Legion Dungeon event started yesterday, so you'll get
Tuesday. Everything is on Tuesday now.
Tuesday.
It's like crazy.
Didn't it used to start on Thursdays?
Yeah, it used to start. Okay. It used to be staggered, but now they made it like a full
I'm not crazy. Yeah, because it used to be a weekend event. They used to call it like weekend holidays. Kept expanding it. And now it's just a week. All right, got it. I'm up to speed on what's going on now. My bad, guys. My bad. So the weekly event this week is the dungeons, which just means if you do 5, you get a bunch of bonus rewards. And what else is going on? Withered Jim is the boss this week. He's awful.
People were kind of sad.
We hate him.
He drops that cool trinket. Just as a reminder, people were like, why haven't we seen like the Imp Mother Anna Moose spawning? Anna and Zach are on their own separate spawn timer, and they can just pop up for 3 days, any day of the week, in addition to the other world bosses. So don't they won't be part of the regular rotation. They'll just sort of appear.
And they can also be up at the same time as another world boss.
Yeah.
Because they're the Suramar ones, and they do whatever they want. Oh my gosh, it's Wintervale, guys. I wore my sweater.
It's an exciting time.
I wore my sweater.
That was out of stock when I wanted to get it.
I wore my sweater. I was really excited about it. Mine shrunk a little in the dryer. Don't tell anybody. It used to fit my arms, but don't put it in the dryer if you get it, kids. Don't do it. So I have a whole slideshow, and then when we're done with the slideshow, I also have a video. So I'm so excited. It's Wintervale. So December 16th through January 2nd is Wintervale this year, and there's been a bunch of 2016 updates, like decorations, and a bunch of the decorations are the same as they were, but they're like visually updated to have HD models.
Yep, I appreciate that. Like these wreaths, they're very fluffy.
I went through and added a bunch of Horde ones because you had a bunch of Alliance ones on the website, so I took it upon myself to wander around in the Horde areas. But everything is decorated very pretty and very festive right now. And there's a Great Father Winter for both the Horde and Alliance. I feel like the Horde Great Father Winter will like kick your butt, and the Alliance one is like let you sit on his lap.
He's also in Legion now. Like he just like sleds around High Mountain, and he gives you order resources if you run up to him.
That's so random and amazing. Amazing. So also I'm gonna show you a video of this in a little while. But Dalaran, Ironforge, and Orgrimmar all have these snow globes that when you walk into them, you turn into a gnome. They're super cool. Like Perk said, if you catch Great Father Winter sledding around Legion, he'll wish you a Merry Wintervale, and he'll give you 500 Order Hall resources. And this is also very exciting. The Abominable Grinch now scales to your level and deals level appropriate damage, just like the Legion invasions. Thank you so much for subscribing. We appreciate that. Thank you. So that's super cool. And remember that the Abominable Grinch will give you that stolen present, which can contain things like Lumpy, which is that little coal elemental looking pet. There's also the Rotten Helper, which is a little green gnome guy, and he has a reindeer that will mount up next to it. It's very cute. And then he also has a couple toys and stuff. He has the miniature Wintervale tree.
Like, every present that used to be under the tree has a small chance to be from the stolen present.
Yeah, which is really
you can get like over something like 17. There's like 17 toys as part of Wintervale, and most of them
and there's like 5 or 6 pets too. Like there's a lot of stuff you can get, and it's all like that evergreen stuff. It's not like gear that's gonna go bad, except for the miniature Wintervale tree, which
is weird because like we have artifact weapons now, so it's just for transmog.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, okay, so the miniature Wintervale tree is 835 now, but I guess that doesn't matter. Well, I wonder if what its maximum level is has to do with how it'll scale for people who aren't max level.
Yeah, so this is weird. So like on live servers, Wintervale is showing up as 835, but in PTR data, like the Wintervale tree is flagged as this time warp scaling, which caps out at 830 if you're 110, but is lower item level if you loot it and you're not max level. Weird. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it makes sense to be like, oh, I'm level 90 and I killed the Grinch, and now I have this epic dagger that is useful for me right now. Yeah. So,
well,
I don't know what happens if you loot it now, and then it will what will happen when 715 hits? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Okay, so that's very confusing. Also, the the disposable winter suits are a new toy that
I think I know where they're from.
Where are they from?
Okay, so there's this gently shaken gift that has been having unique toys in them, and there's been this pattern where every year there's a new toy in that present, and the old toy is moved to the stolen present. And the toy that was in it last year is reported to be in a stolen present. So we're like, oh, this is probably going to take that's going to take the place of the red wooden sled gift. So
that's a bummer that we're not going to get it till Christmas then. But that is a toy that essentially sets out like a closet that your whole raid group can use, and then they're equipped with one of those Winter Veil clothing sets.
It's like HD. It's like super nice.
You're going to see it right. Meow. Those are all the different suits that can be contained within there, which is very cool. And then also, Ilisana Ravencrest and King Deepbeard will have the finely tailored green holiday hats, and Talaxe, her Flame Wreath will wear and drop the finely tailored red holiday hat, which are the updated HD versions.
Which is worth pointing out, that is a mythic-only boss from Court of Stars. So, yeah.
Annoying.
That hat better be worth it.
That hat better be good. Better be good. Also, there is in the new package for this year that you get in under the tree, there is a new toy. It is I just lost it. It's May's weapon. The Endothermic Blaster, which will award you with the achievement Brr, it's cold in here. That has a 30-minute cooldown. It's a toy, and it basically like shoots snow at your target, which is adorable. And then there's also some new Winter Veil music. Wowhead has the whole soundtrack. It's like 30 minutes long if you want to listen to it. So now I have to show you this thing, now that you've seen all the pets and my panda like hamming it up for every reason. So we didn't mention this in the notes, but from previous holidays, there's also things like the Perky Pug costumes, which gives your pug like a little hat and a nose and the sled and stuff. There's a lot of cute things that you can get.
One thing I want to mention that's important is there are 2 weapon illusions for Transmog, Winter's Breath and Flames of Ragnaros, and because Legion Transmog is like a real thing in a collection this year, people might care about illusions more than in the past.
Okay, and then let me show you guys these snow globes because they're super cool. I think I forgot to import the video in. It'll take me like 13 seconds. Give me just a second. Other media file. It is right. That's Overwatch video. Here is the snow globe. So these are the snow globes that are now in a bunch of the cities. And when you walk inside them, you turn into a gnome and you can kind of like swim in there. How cute is that?
That's so cute. I know amazing. A lot of people were asking if like the Winter Veil village from the Mischief cinematic would make its way in. And this kind of reminds me of it a little bit.
Like, it would be awesome if it did though.
I know.
This is really cool, though.
Because they use, like, they're like, oh, Mischief, Winter Veil, like, they use them everywhere, so...
I am probably the only person in the world, but I'm really disappointed that my order hall isn't decorated.
No, when we were doing this in the morning, we were like, oh, like, there's nothing in the order hall. Like,
I would have thought that, like... I'm not saying I would have thought that they are garrison... Oops, that was the wrong button, my bad. Sorry, guys, sorry, I'm sorry, we're here, we're not starting soon, we're here. I would have thought after how... elaborate the garrison decorations were, and like people loved them. People were not mad about them. That they would have had an option for your order hall. And I mean, if you wanted to personally shut it off, because I know a lot of that stuff is phased anyways. If you wanted to personally shut it off, I'm sure there could have been an option. But I was really bummed. Like I wanted my wet cave to be festive.
Especially because that's what you're meant to be. You're meant to be spending some time there. So
I would have appreciated a tree. Is all I'm saying. Would appreciate a tree.
Like you guys are meant to have stuff growing, and you've certainly got all this water to...
You know what I bought a ton of? I bought so much wrapping paper because yesterday, and I know yesterday was the day before Winter Veil, but this is a true story. I wanted to send my friend who started playing WoW maybe 6 months ago some pets, and I wanted to wrap them because I thought it'd be really cute, and there's only one vendor in Orgrimmar who sells wrapping paper outside of the holiday. So I bought so much wrapping paper from the Christmas vendors for future reasons. Like if I need to wrap anything, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think I'm just looking at it, and the red and the blue one.
The red and the blue one are available all year round, but they're only from very specific vendors. It's specifically general goods and no one else. And there's 8 for each faction around the whole world. They're not actually as common as you would have thought. Like you should have seen me running around Dalaran and Orgrimmar yesterday. Like I can't find a general goods vendor.
Wowhead, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. So there's 48 vendors who sell the red, but there's only 25 vendors who sell the blue.
Interesting.
So
I bought the red because it was closer to being Christmas colors, but I ended up buying a ton of the wrapping paper from the Smoky Wood Pastures vendor so that I could just put it in my bag and have it for the future. And then, if I have to send people stuff, I could wrap it. It'll be cute and festive. Leave me alone, okay? I get excited about dumb things. But yeah, so that's what's going on. A bunch of stuff happened with Wowhead this week, right?
Yeah, so we were listening to, feedback after we had some ad loading issues over Thanksgiving, and we have one pretty big major thing done to share. We've permanently reduced the number of advertising units on Wowhead, and we did this by making one of the ads in the sidebar more visible as you scroll down, like the ad will stay put. So by having that ad stay visible on the sidebar, that allowed us to cut one ad on the bottom of pages like database and common pages and another one of the big ads in the sidebar. So, when you start adding up all those ads and all the pages you look at and multiply that by all the users, it adds up to a significant amount of making the site load faster and less ad data being sent around to slow things down. So as part of this, yes, go ahead.
Oh, this wasn't that important. I was just going to say, if you really, really hate ads, but you really, really love Wowhead, Wowhead Premium is $1 a month or $9 a year to completely disable all ads on desktop and mobile. That's all. Okay, back to your regular scheduled Perkelia.
So as part of putting the ads on the side of the page, that meant that we couldn't have a bunch of other stuff because there was a lot less room. So as it turns out, quick facts on database pages are now back to their original location they were maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So if you like the old school style, they're back. We looked at the analytics on the front page, and a lot of the sidebar stuff wasn't getting a lot of traffic. Maybe people, saw it mixed in with ads and thought everything was an ad. But, we decided to use that as an opportunity to be like, okay, well, if no one's clicking on the useful stuff on the side, how can we better arrange this to get people to click on the important things more? So what we did is we put Today in Broken Isles below the top news article on the page and the Blizzard Gear Shop discount. And we think that overall it may take a little bit getting used to, but it just looks a lot more streamlined how you can just scroll down and just see this flow of information and not have to be like, oh, there's something flashing on the side. Like, is this an ad or is this, a Wowhead guide? And oh, look, there's another ad. Wait, but there's the guide. So we think if people are used to looking at the sidebar for something, it will be some adjusting to not have that information there. But we think that it's more streamlined this way. And Today in Broken Isles was getting really long vertically. We were running out of space. We didn't want to add extra stuff, but it looks more compact and I think better organized, taking up this horizontal rectangle now. So
yeah, no, I totally agree. Wait, what else is going on? There's also the Discord thing?
Yeah, so we know a lot of communities use Discord. Some class communities are there. Wowhead has a Discord. The Reddit has a Discord. And since, we're pretty active with updates on Facebook and Twitter, we thought that we would also make a way for people to get Wowhead news updates directly into their Discord channel. So we made this thing called a news webhook, which you can find by going to the tools menu on Wowhead and then finding the place that says Discord. And it's really simple. You just log in, hit the button on the page being add this to my channel, and Discord will just set it up for you. And whenever we post news automatically, this little robot will post the news into your channel, which has been really good because it went live right before the big PTR updates, and we got a lot more traction on that post when we put it live, because I think a lot of people, weren't checking social media. They were just replaying, they were in game playing and checked Discord and were like, oh wow, this thing happened. I'm gonna go to it right away. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then wait, one more thing. You have to talk about the giveaway.
Okay, you like giveaways. I'll talk about the giveaway. So yeah, it's not WoW related, but Squishy from Overking and Sass wrote this really detailed Overwatch Winter Wonderland guide. And if you need anything about loot boxes or a list of the skins or, seeing the map with the snow on it, we have hundreds of screenshots in this guide. But the best part is that, we love all Blizzard games. So we are doing a giveaway for a Reaper statue, as well as some Battle.net gift cards, because we can't gift the loot boxes, but we can give you the Battle.net gift balance so you can, use that to get the loot boxes.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And they're so good. They're so good. The loot boxes are so good for Overwatch. Have you seen the Blizzard holiday card this year?
No,
Okay.
I have not seen
Wait,
that
I
yet.
have it on my computer. I'll show it to you. Hang on.
Okay.
Media file. It is.
Maybe I just was sent this and I didn't check my email.
Yeah, someone sent it to me, and I was like, I'll keep that. Okay, this is what it looks like this year. Hold on, I'll make it full screen so everybody can see
Okay.
it. It's kind of low resolution, but isn't that adorable?
Yeah, that's all. That's very cute.
Isn't that super cute? I love that
That is
Diva
cute.
is like snuggling a Reaper doll.
Yeah, that is.
He's not pleased about that situation, let me tell you. But yeah, that's the Blizzard holiday card this year. Super cute. So I'm so excited because we have tons of merchy type stuff to talk about. So because Ragnaros came out in Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard sent us like this little Ragnaros gift package, which had the little Ragnaros skin and Ragnaros that you could unlock in game, and then the Ragnaros cereal by Fiber Be Purged.
And it even has a little.
I didn't
gift
open
thing
mine
in it.
to find the keychain. I like didn't realize.
Oh, you need. They
I
have this
opened
really
it
cool
to
note
see
in
that
it
it was
too.
Fruit Loops. Oh yeah, there is a keychain down there.
Yeah.
It's actual Fruit Loops, guys. Like that's a it says
Yeah.
on here like Kellogg's Fruit Loops, which cracked me.
Yeah,
right
they
up.
have a fake nutrition facts on the side of the box, and then they have the real facts inside.
Yeah, there were, and there was it says games for insects. Stop it. This is really cute. It's like the cereal box. And that's adorable. That's so cute. Oh my gosh.
These are the nutrition facts.
Yeah, and then there's a note from Ragnaros inside as well. Greetings, insect.
They even have the answers to the mini game at the bottom of the box.
Wow. This is really well thought out, guys. So yeah, Blizzard sent us a box of Fruit Loops.
Yeah, I was super excited about this also because there's a WoW achievement called Ragnaros. It's in Firelands, and like the comments on that page on Wowhead are hilarious. People are making all these cereal jokes, so it's really cool to be like, "Oh, guys, like you made all these jokes, and look, like the cereal boxes come to life. Like these are all your jokes." So
the other thing they sent us is this Noobs figure, which is decorated like Ragnaros. It is
I want to say this was like a series of figurines they did maybe 5 years ago, and they had Murloc Madness, Fury of Ragnaros, and Goulash.
Yeah, one of them was, I think the Ghoul one was for going to BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And then
this one was designed by one of the people, a senior animator for World of Warcraft, so that's cool.
Yeah, they're all super cool. I feel like they had a Blink one too, and they definitely had one that was like
they
Jim
put
Raynor. I have the Jim Raynor one, and I have the Goulash one. Yeah. I don't think I ever had the Murloc one, but I definitely have those two, and now I have the third. And they're really cool. They usually all come with like a little accessory or something. And then the last thing that Blizzard sent us was Mischief.
Yep, here he is.
So cute.
We just got him like before the show.
Yep.
He's cute.
Just literally got him. He's sold out online right now. Also, if you did order him, even if it didn't say
he is a cute bag.
that your shipping was delayed, if you haven't gotten him yet, you should contact customer service if you wanted to get that before Christmas, because it's not going to come before Christmas. Yeah. There was apparently an issue with the day that they put the message on. People that ordered were affected by the backstock, and they didn't know. It just kind of was an overlap. So I have to wait to get my sisters until after the new year, because they're sold out until January. I don't know like how many. I would love to know how many were actually purchased to be sold out that quickly, because they sold out really quick. It was like a day and a half and they were all gone.
Yeah. He has a cool bag. He's got the Legion logo on it. They've gotten more creative with your bags as well. Like, it's not just the traditional battle pets.
He's got a little Legion on his. He's got lots of floofs. He's really cute. And he's got like all the Blizzard plushes. His ears are articulated. So if you want to like bend him around, they'll stay where you bend him. His tail has a little bit of articulation towards the end too. Yeah. You can have it perk up. Really cute.
He also glows in the dark.
Yep.
I have not tested it yet because I just got him a few hours ago. But yeah, I think half of the cost of the plush goes to charity throughout December.
Yep, throughout the month of December. So if you do order it now, even if you don't get it until January, as long as you pay for it now, you will be donating to charity as well. So
yeah,
all around.
Also, stay tuned on Monday, because we might have some more Mischief type things to go away for another giveaway. Hint, hint.
Hint, wink, wink.
Yep.
Hints and winks. So yeah, she is very cute. She's very cute. Okay, so Jinx has got a bunch of new stuff out for Christmas. I made a little slideshow of some of it. Their holiday deals are 28% off $40 or more, 25% off $60 or more, and 30% off $75 or more. And if you use code WowheadDEC, you'll get free standard shipping, which as long as you order before, I think, the 19th, you will get that in time for Christmas. Yeah. They have a lot of new merchandise right now. Like literally today, they came out with the new Dalaran, the redesigned Dalaran University shirt, as well as the Dalaran crew neck sweater. They also have the Ysera shirts, the women's boat neck faction shirts, and of course the like steampunk kind of Pepe shirts.
There's also like a Hell Yeah shirt, like a Trial of Valor theme.
Oh, there was probably 3 or 4 more things that I didn't include in this. I just picked a few. But I'm kind of obsessed with the Dalaran University alumni. I already have the Horde faction shirt. I'm getting a Pepe shirt. I think it's
cool how the original Dalaran one was like, oh, like you're a student, and now it's like, oh, it's a few years later.
You're an alumni. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. That's really cool. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that stuff, they have a bunch of really cool holiday deals right now where you can just save money, and then if you use our coupon code, you'll also get free shipping. So that's going on. And then Blizzard, of course, has a bunch of cool stuff going on for Christmas, and I made this slideshow. I was way overzealous with this. But right now, Blizzard has a code with us. It's WowheadDEC for 15% off all apparel and accessories. But they also have this entire gallery on their website that is 50% off. So that's what you're seeing right now, all the white background merchandise. All of that is 50% off. They have plushes like Chen, the Treasure Goblin, Hogger, and Stitches. Stitches does have the hot skin, so they're like, I want to say like between $10 and $20, depending on which one you get. The robes are also 50% off. Right now, they're like $65 each for the Femme Draenei, the Bloodfang, and the Malefic Warlock robe. And our discount will work on top of that, bringing them down to like $55.
Wow.
And they retail for like $130. I bought one, so I know the discount works. Also, all of the single pack NECA figures for Heroes of the Storm, they're half off, so they're like $10 each, which is really cheap. I think they're even cheaper than that. I think some of them are like $7.
They have like a lot of articulation. They're very detailed.
They're very detailed,
especially when you compare them to like the Warcraft movie figurines for the same.
Well, NECA is known for making like really high quality stuff. There's also the WoW Adventurers and Heroes of the Storm Red and Blue reversible hoodies. Those are all half off, so they're $25 and $30. And I think the coolest stocking stuffer that was on there was the HOTS Funko Mystery Minis are only $5 each. So all of that stuff is 50% off. If you go to the gear shop website, there'll be like a holiday deals section. All 2 or 3 pages of that stuff is all half off, and if it's apparel, our code will still work on it. Some of the t-shirts are like $6, so definitely really check that out if you're interested. And like I said, you will get 15% off all apparel or anything like that if you use code WowheadDEC. That will work on things that are already on sale. And also for either of those sites, if you are planning on choosing standard shipping at checkout, you have to order by the 19th in order to get domestic shipping on time for Christmas. So keep that in mind. So that's everything that's going on right now. What do we have for questions from our live audience?
We've had so first we've had like 2 general class questions. And I just want to say, like, instead of us being like, we think protection warriors are X, if you head over to the Wowhead Discord channel, we have a special rank for our class guide writers. And if you want to ask them like any questions on what they think of a certain class, or like how mastery works or how a change is, they're happy to answer questions. Everyone is always hanging out in the Discord. So
and
I think those are better people to answer like the specifics.
Yeah.
We're not going to be experts on every spec. What is inside the cereal box? It's actually Fruit Loops.
Yeah, it's like Kellogg's Fruit Loops. It's branded. They're straight up Fruit Loops. Which I'm excited for, because I don't buy sugar cereal. I'm an old person. I buy like regular flakes, like just cornflakes with no frosted on them. I buy like really boring old people cereals, so I feel like I'm gonna have like a real treat with all these Fruit Loops. I'm gonna eat them, and I'm gonna like remember the time when I was 4.
Yeah, the normal colored ones, like the box tints them to be like red
and rose colors. Yeah, but they're just regular Fruit Loops. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I'm happy to see are still loops, because many of the cereals from my childhood are not the shapes they were. Yeah. Like Trix used to be fruit-shaped, kids. What is today with the Trix balls? I don't appreciate that. Go on, Perk, before I go off on Trix.
Okay. Do you think Nighthold releases too soon, and if we'll have another content gap before the next expansion?
Oh, no way. Okay, wait, hear me out on this. So I think it's paced really well, because I am in what I would consider to be a very normal progression of a raid group right now. Like, we have cleared Emerald Nightmare on Heroic. We have cleared Trials of Valor on normal. We're working on Mythic Emerald Nightmare and Heroic Trials of Valor as our progression, but generally speaking, we cleared the content at a very like normal pace, normal level, and we're ready for Nighthold. Like we're excited, we're ready. Nobody feels like this is too soon or anything like that. Plus, at the Legion Summit back in June, in an interview with Sloopbag and Towley and Sparty Smallwood, they said that they're planning on 3 tiers this expansion.
So I feel like they said that, but then in like later interviews, they were like, we don't want to like use the term tier, like we don't want to like give numbers anymore.
Like the problem
abstract.
is, I think part of it is that they don't want them to be directly tied to patches anymore. And in the original thing, it said there'll be a tier for 7.1, tier for 7.2, and a tier for 7.3. So I think the reason they're not wanting to say now, like, oh, the exact same thing they said before, is because we have instances of like right now 3 raids are in 1 tier, which by the way is amazing. Just get that out. That's the best thing ever.
I just wonder if they can. I'm just curious if they can keep up the pacing of this, because Nighthold, for example, was publicly tested. Like not a year ago, but like it was, like it was being tested with Emerald Nightmare. It's coming out January 17th, but people were testing it in like May and June of last year, and we don't like the 7.2 and 7.3 stuff we're not testing right now on a PTR. So I just hope they have a lot of content lined up, because like everything we're seeing now, like everything being paced out through Nighthold, like that was already coded and done.
Well, I feel like part of the reason that we saw those so early and we haven't heard anything since is because whatever happens after this is going to be a huge spoiler for it's very much what everything's leading up to. So like in the behind the scenes, I obviously have no connections or sources, but I feel like in the behind the scenes, they probably do have a lot hashed out already, and they just are not allowing anyone to learn about it, because I mean, they were pretty upset when people were able to get the cinematic from the end of Nighthold. So I think they just don't want to give away, and I think it's going to be a big deal, because we know that we know at some point we're going to Argus. That's going to be quite a journey.
But
we
like,
also know...
I can see why some people are like, oh, this is Mr. Pandaria, where it was like instance, like big questing area, Krassering is like Suramar, and I can see why people are concerned that stuff could just like fizzle out and not being able to keep the pace. But
yes, I could see that, but we also do know in one of the BlizzCon interviews, I don't remember who it was with, we found out that when Argus is introduced, Argus will introduce a huge outdoor questing area as well as a raid. We know that. Right. That was in someone's interview. I don't remember who. I think, and this is total tinfoil, this is not, let me just be clear, this is just from my brain, nowhere else. I think the next raid is going to be us getting to Argus. I think we're going to have to fight a bunch of crap to open a portal or something, and then the next raid after that will be in Argus. I think there's going to be a bridge, though.
I could see that.
Because we know that in 7.2, we're going to have to set up like a stronghold, and we have to
we have to go to the tomb and the Broken Isles.
Broken Shore so again. I think that when we get to the Broken Shore, at the end of that, we'll have a raid, and the raid will be to get to Argus. But, like, we haven't actually fought anything. We're going to get across the gate and be like, oh, God, why did we just fight that raid? Everything's horrible.
Right, and now it's like, oh, we have to, like, gather more supplies again. And
and then we'll kind of have to be starting fresh, because we'll be all weakened from the blows and stuff. And then the raid after that will be in Argus. But I also think that Argus is going to be one of those things that we'll carry over into the next expansion. We know Argus is not an expansion. That's been confirmed. But I also think that when we go to Argus, I don't necessarily think at the end of this expansion we defeat whatever that final threat is. I think there'll be something lingering.
Yeah, I'm also curious as how like Legion could be reused in general, because they seem to be having this theme of like reusing assets to further a story. Like, you quest in Suramar, and then you do Insurrection, and then you fight the area in Nighthold, and some parts of the city are used for Court of Stars and Arcway. And then, we're going back to old parts of the world for these micro holidays, and like there's New Dalaran and Old Dalaran. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they don't want to do something like another Mr. Pandaria, where they make this very visually distinctive, unique world and then just like abandon it a year later.
I totally agree. Yeah. So that's what I think.
Let's see. Do you think Blizzard will add rewards to the micro holidays in the future? Would that be cool?
I would think it would be cool, but I don't know that they will.
I mean, I've always been struggling where I'm like, oh, the Glowcap Festival is this cool, small micro holiday. Or, like Ungoro, look, you kill a dinosaur. And then there's stuff like Call of the Scarab, where I'm like, whoa, there is so much stuff. Like, can this just be a real holiday? Because there's so many cool items and, armor models and, fun toys that are inside jokes that they could bring back, and like it's way more complex than the other holidays. There are like world quests, there are vendors that you buy temporary items from, like there is a lot of stuff there. So I wish that was a real holiday. And also I think the tavern crawl would be fun if it was like a Friday like night bar crawl thing, like if it just was always up. I think that would be fun too.
I feel like that should be more often than once a year. That would be at least once a month would be good.
Yeah, I like that idea. So, yeah, those are all the questions we've gotten. So, yeah, I like talking about Nighthold and micro holidays.
Same. But thank you guys for all tuning in and watching us today. Look at us. We're like kind of on time almost. We did well today. We were sort of organized. We were sort of organized. So yeah, thank you so much for coming and watching us. We really appreciate that. And thank you to everybody who follows us here on Twitch, who follows us on YouTube, anybody who subscribes to us on Twitch or with Twitch Prime. A big thank you to everybody who is a Wowhead Premium member. Not only will that disable all of your ads, but it also directly supports the site. And don't eat the Christmas presents. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
My dog that was yours, by the way. That was yours that he was just chewing on.
No.
I apologize. It's just the box. He's fine.
The dog was like, I will eat this present.
I will eat this present. I will eat it. I don't know what's wrong with him. So thank you so much to all of our Wowhead Premium subscribers. We really, really appreciate that. It helps the site out. And of course, you guys also get no ads. So that's amazing. We stream every Friday at approximately 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then we upload the video later on that evening on YouTube at youtube.com/wowhead and embed it the next day at wowhead.com. We are going to go, but I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful day and happy Wintervale, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.